The mid-credit scene of Venom: The Last Dance gave us a hint of the Spider-Man 4 movie starring Tom Holland. Therefore, to understand the importance of the mid-credit scene of Venom: The Last Dance, let's first look at what we saw in the mid-credit scene. So we see Null was just sitting there and Null uttered a few lines, but what did he say? Let's see. Your champion has fallen. Your planets will be mine. The King in Black is awake. I will kill your world. Everyone will burn and you will watch. So these were the lines uttered by Null. But if you notice, he mentioned a very peculiar thing, and that thing is the King in Black. And if you have followed the video that I made recently on all the rumors that we have for the Spider-Man 4 movie, I said in that video that a rumored title for Spider-Man 4 is floating around, and that title is Spider-Man King in Black, and that King in Black is definitely Null. But for that to happen, we need Null in our universe, in the MCU universe, MCU 616. But the thing is, Null doesn't really belong to the 616 universe. In fact, Null is one of the biggest Spider-Man villains, and Null is actually the primary villain of the Sony Spider-Man universe, of which Venom is a part of. And Venom's last movie, that means Venom: The Last Dance, was supposed to be the last movie. But then how is the King in Black actually going to come back? Well, I have a theory for that. So of course, you have seen the movie Venom: The Last Dance, and you know for a fact that Null was actually after the Codex, and the Codex was the fusion of Eddie, the human being, and Venom, the symbiote. So when Venom and Eddie come together, they create a codex, and that codex is needed for Null to break free from the shackles that he has been put in by his own offsprings, that means all the symbiotes. But as we know, at the end of the movie, Venom sacrificed himself. That means Venom is no more, and therefore Eddie lives, and of course the codex is no more. But that's not the case, because we do have two more Venom symbiotes present in this universe. One is in the Sony Spider-Man universe itself, and the other one is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let me take you back to the post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home. In the post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home, we do remember that a little piece of Venom symbiote was left behind in the MCU, and that piece of symbiote has not been addressed yet, and it's been like 4 years. But no, we don't have a definitive answer to that, but we'll discuss upon that later in this video. But the second very important little piece of symbiote that we have is in the Sony Spider-Man universe itself, and we saw that at the start of this Venom 3 or Venom: The Last Dance movie. So at the start we see that when Venom was at the bar, he leaves a little piece of Venom symbiote behind on the coin that he gave to the bartender, and that little piece of symbiote was taken in by Strickland, and Strickland supposedly took that Venom symbiote to the Area 51 lab. But in the whole movie, we do not see that same symbiote. In fact, we do get to see a symbiote at the post-credit scene in this Venom 3 movie itself, but that symbiote was a different symbiote. That symbiote was not the Venom symbiote. In fact, some lightning was actually coming out of it, so of course that was not the Venom symbiote, and that symbiote probably belonged to Dr. Payne, or the symbiote which was taken by Dr. Payne. So basically, in order for Null to get out of the shackles, he needs the codex, and for that codex he needs Venom or the Venom symbiote, and there are still possibly two symbiotes present. We have one symbiote in the MCU and we have another symbiote in the Sony Spider-Man universe. But given the fact that Tom Hardy has been insisting on this, that he is not going to return, or this is going to be the proper last dance of him playing Venom, now there's no stopping the studios to hire a new actor, and if that happens, we can definitely see Eddie Brock coming back into the game. And in fact, before the release of Venom: The Last Dance, there were a few rumors that some last minute reshoots for Venom: The Last Dance have happened, in which we were going to see Eddie Brock comes into the MCU, and a lot of stuff happens after that. But of course, we didn't see that happen in this movie. But if we talk only about Null, Null is a huge villain. Null is a Thanos level villain. Null is an Avengers levels threat. So how are they going to incorporate him in the Sony Spider-Man universe or in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Well, I do think that his place actually may belong in the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself, but Marvel Cinematic Universe is already dealing with Doctor Doom, and they are also possibly maybe dealing with Kang the Conqueror as well, just in a very small capacity. But still, Doctor Doom is the main threat, and how are they going to incorporate Null also in here? That is going to be a tricky thing to do, but definitely with the opening of Spider-Man 4 and the fact that Spider-Man 4 is coming after Avengers Doomsday and before Avengers Secret Wars, it is definitely going to be a multiversal movie, and Null could be that bigger villain, that bigger threat, that bigger multi-level, the multiversal level threat, and yeah, that could work because Spider-Man 4 is going to be big, and Spider-Man 4 will lead into Avengers Secret Wars, and Spider-Man 4 does require a big villain. So yeah, there you have it. Null is going to come back, maybe through the ways we discussed in this video, but I'm open to all your input, so do share me in the comments what you guys think about this. And here on the screen you can see my review of Venom the Last Dance, so yeah, check that out as well. And if you like the channel, please consider subscribing the channel, and thank you so much for watching.